Hey, everybody. I'm so grateful to have you join us, along with a wonderful, wonderful lady, Jessica Barratt. When I met Jessica through, I think it was through Facebook, and we sat down and we had a one-to-one. Her heart and her passion and her compassion really, really stuck out. Jessica, thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely. It's a real delight. So thank you so much.
No, it's wonderful. And I may add, Jessica has young children, so she's been dealing with all sorts of things to do with children's schooling and that sort of thing. Jessica, please share with our audience what you do apart from being a mommy.
Of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Barratt, and that is who I am first and foremost. And all that I am follows. So yes, thank you, Janine. I'm a mummy to 3 beautiful children under the age of 5. I am a therapeutic social worker. I'm a Theraplay informed practitioner. I'm a drawing and talking informed practitioner and Lego therapy with Think Bricks informed practitioner. I'm setting up my practitioner side, a sort of therapeutic interventions privately very soon, which will coincide very nicely with my therapeutic social work. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have an incredible platform, which I literally launched this month. It's called Wellness and Business. Wellness and Business will become the Google of wellbeing. It is the platform, the hub, the place to come when you're looking for well-being or wellness, when you need to implement that in your life, whether that's for the individual, so Sally, Tom, Harry, whoever you are, you're looking to bring that wellness into your life. You will log on to Wellness and Business and you'll find the relevant practitioner, what it is, therapist, counselor, life coach, nutritionist, personal trainer, it doesn't matter. We have a directory of incredible practitioners just for you. Even more excitingly, this is Wellness and Business is the bridge into the corporate, educational and charitable organizational world. So literally, these incredible organizations have abundance amount of staff, employees and clients. They have a duty of care to ensure that their staff and clients have the relevant training, and that they are investing in their staff and clients' well-being. There is that duty of care with well-being, especially with the pandemic and how wellness has been, it's even more paramount than it ever has been before. So it is for the organization to come say, hey, Jessica, look, I've got 50 employees. They need some upskilling. They need a bit of wellness. We're looking for X, Y, and Z. Put it in a tender and I will put it out to the relevant practitioners and they'll bid for it. It's so exciting. It's such a brand new concept. It hasn't been thought up and I've created it. And the funny thing is I've never ever built a website in my life and I've managed to do it. So that's been a challenge.
Well done. Jessica,
you.
you are very passionate about this. What brought it into your awareness and what was the catalyst for you to create it?
My passion in life, in all capacities of what I do, even through my podcast, is to make a difference in other people's lives. That is my core passion. I'm now able to do that on a global, international and national level by elevating wellbeing practitioners' businesses, elevating those individuals, and therefore they're able to share their expertise to the world, whether it's via Zoom or whether it's in person. It's that concept that has inspired me to create it so that I'm able to make wellness and a difference in other people's lives, as I say, on a grand scale.
Oh, that is so amazing. What were you doing when you got this idea? What brought it about? Because I know you've had a few health challenges yourself, and that was one of your steps into wellness. What, besides your passion for life and the fact that you manage all this stuff, what is the raison d'etre behind the wellness specifically?
Of course, and I'm very, very happy to share it. In fact, part of my healing journey from having PTSD after 2 very traumatic births was writing my story. I'm now a published author. My healing journey was through my story, Birth, Trauma and Triumph. And it was the catalyst of realizing that I had PTSD when it hit just before the pandemic did. Beautiful timing, of course. Thank you, universe.
Precise, yes.
Of course. And it was going through that journey when I called it the frying pan to the face moment. You wake up, something really hits you and you're like, I need to change.
And how did the change begin for you specifically?
I knew my mental health wasn't as where it was or should be for me. I was lost in my own identity as becoming a mum, and all of that beautiful journey that most mothers, parents, fathers go through at some point. It was when I had an anxiety attack. Never suffered with anxiety in my life. Had normal level, but not to the point where it was a standstill in my life. And therefore I sought the relevant therapist to help me through with EMDR, and a year's worth of intense therapy brought me back. That therapy, but alongside the journey that I went on within personal self-development, is what truly enabled me to rediscover my passion, my life, who I am, the confidence that I have now, and where I'm going in life.
Mm-hmm. Now, with your therapeutic play, how have you taken that and applied it into your practice? And I love that you work with Lego.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So if we're sort of talking within the drawing and talking and the Lego side of it, that beautiful therapeutic intervention and approach is enabling, and it's for adults as well. It's not just for children. And that's the beauty of this side of it. It is enabling a safe space between myself, the practitioner, and child or adult or teenager client. It's enabling them to build on an attachment of trust, but more importantly, to explore themselves through third person. So their inner self, their subconscious comes out on paper or through Lego play. It is so profound and beautiful. And my role is to facilitate that and not analyze. There is no judgment. That is beautiful in itself. And it's very, very different concept into my other types of therapy, where I offer do therapeutic parenting to help parents and adopters and special guardians therapeutically parent children that have been through trauma and therefore has impacted on their attachment with the Theraplay approach. So I'm fully qualifying in at the moment. I'm studying to qualify fully in the Theraplay. That is all about the analytic understanding attachment and how that impacts on caregiver, between child and caregiver, and the different domains that I need to be using. I mean, and it's all done on video. It's a lot of intense work, a lot of analytic, lots of reports writing, but it's absolutely profoundly life-changing. And gets me excited.
I hear this. Have you been able to use this with your children, or are they still very much too young?
Theraplay is really for individuals who have experienced trauma or have attachment related issues. So therefore I haven't used the Theraplay with my children, but I've used some of the games that we play, some of the tasks, and that really, really helps to enable them come out of their shells. So they're having what I call a moment of experiencing big feelings, and that can look like anything, whether it's angry, throwing stuff everywhere, or completely going insular. I will help bring that out in a game, in a task, to engage them, to make them feel safe, and then they can talk with me. But I do drawing and talking, and I've used that approach with them, again, enabling a space for my children to explore how they feel. So yes, I do use adaptations into my own parenting.
That is such a privilege, because I'm seeing a lot of parents are very lost. I mean, we've gone from Dr. Spock's time, where he then changed his mind, and through various ways and means. One of the things that is so interesting to me is when you mentioned about adults, because personally, I do help people with a lot of inner child work, and that does crop up so much. What have you experienced when working with people to do with the connection between our inner child play and being able to then parent ourselves back to where we can be? Very convoluted. Did that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll do my best to answer, and please, if I don't quite answer it, pull me back.
Okay.
When I'm working within my therapeutic approach with adults and child, what I find, and of course the parent brings their own set of traumas to the table, and it's part of the therapy is for them to explore themselves, and once they understand a certain element of value that they've carried or a trauma has impacted, it not only helps them process, but it helps them shift a paradigm that they find within themselves, and therefore understand the way they're parenting, and make changes if they feel they need to, but more on a conscious level, so that they truly feel it.
That is beautiful, because I've seen so many times where children are parenting their parents. What has your experience with this been?
And that is an absolute, very sad truth, but also it's with any relationship, whether it's child parent, it's give and take, of course, but not on a level where the child, as you say, feels the need to parent their parent. And do you know what? We do it. It doesn't matter if that's what you're living right now. Give yourself the permission to forgive yourself, move on, own it, recognize that that's happening, and then say back to your child, I'm here to keep you safe. My role is to love you and keep you safe. Thank you so much for showing me you care and you understand. And just beginning to have those conversations can shift it back on parent, the transactional process of the relationship, parent and child. There still needs to be that element, as much as I say it's a give and take, there still needs to be parent and child at a different level.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for that response. Yes, I must say I have seen that very, very much so. What do you do for fun and to parent your inner child?
I'd have a very, very strict routine in the morning, and that's part of my overall well-being. So I'm a real big self-care influencer. I'm a big fan of self-care, because my belief is if my cup's overflowing, everybody gets the overflow, and my cup therefore is for me without ever depleting myself. So that comes from self-care, understanding what sustainable self-care is. So the mind, body, soul, that synergy. For me to have fun, it is partly giving gratitude. I love doing it. I absolutely get such a sense of fulfillment in writing my gratitude out. Meditation in the morning, 5 minutes, that's all I need to help ground myself, set the intention for the day. I love to do workouts, just whether it's a walk, a bit of yoga, a full-on HIIT session, whatever it is, to get the physical body going. That's fun. That's still fun for me, but the real element of fun, the hobbies, things, I love being with my children. I love taking them to National Trust, experiencing different historical landmarks. I love shopping. I love being with my friends. I love sitting downstairs with my husband in the evening, watching some rubbish on TV, so that we can switch off completely, having a conversation with him. My favorite thing at the moment, where I am in my parent and where I'm in my life, is to take the children. So last year we went to Warwick Castle to celebrate mine and my husband's anniversary, and we stayed over in the Knights Village, and it's a bit of something for everybody. But because I was surrounded in history, there was food, a lovely glass of wine in the evening. The children were doing learning how to sword fight. The whole thing was just magical, and that brings me joy, seeing them as being part of what it is that we're creating as a family.
Wow, that is amazing. Jessica, how can people get hold of you? Because I really feel there's a whole host of people out there that can avail themselves of your services.
Oh, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Of course. So I do have my own website. My brand is Your Ultimate You. So I will give you the web link so you can absolutely share that. And then within there, you can click on to get meet me through different social media handles, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube and Instagram. So yeah, I'm reachable, very, very accessible.
Oh, I think that's beautiful. That is wonderful. Now, because it's the Mindset Alchemy podcast, what is the trending mindset you are experiencing currently in the people you're working with?
A lot of self-sabotage, guilt, blame, the guilt, especially with mums. I do work with fathers, of course, but I do a lot of work one-to-one with mums. The sense of guilt that they feel they should have done this and they should have done that, and the lack of self-love, because they feel that it's selfish to do something for themselves rather than their child. It's not ever selfish to do something for yourself. It's self-full. Yes. As I say, that's how you keep that cup overflowing, by doing the little things that you love, whether it's going for a walk, enjoying a book, or having a hot cup of tea, whatever it is. That's you loving you, and therefore your children and whoever, your dog, cat, fish, husband, wife, get the best of you.
That's beautiful, because that is personal leadership. And as you know, that's the program I run. And I agree with you. There's men also feel the guilt, not as much as the women, because of the way society works, I feel. It really is very, very present, that guilt. And oh, I can't do this. I might be taking it away from my children. What if you're giving it to them, teaching them that it's important to care for yourself? What I have experienced, Jessica, and please, I'd love you to comment on this, is that when the child then does express, Mommy, this is what I need, do you find that parents are open to listening to what their children are saying, or is there still a deafness in parents to their children's needs?
I would say it's probably a split, a bit of both. Yeah.
That's honesty. Yes, that's honesty.
There is. Yeah.
How do you address that?
In my own parenting, do you mean?
Well, more in your clinic, yes. I'd love to hear how you address it in your own parenting, and more in what you are working with people to shift the consciousness around it.
It's about being mindful and being aware of who you are, so where you are. So if you're having a down day, because we all have them and it's okay to not be okay, then you're going to be less likely emotionally available to your children's needs. You may be a functioning parent. That's still okay. It's okay. That's where it's so important. I love that phrase. It's okay to not be okay. It is okay. As long as you're doing your very best, that's good enough. That is good enough. So it's about, a lot of it's about acceptance. As I say, being mindful. So when you're having a better day, when you were talking about your cups overflow, when you're feeling good and happy within, you don't have to be having sparks coming out of your head. It's not on that level, just feeling content within, then you're more likely to be emotionally available to your children and therefore able to listen to their needs rather than hearing what you're thinking you're hearing, because there's other things going through your mind. And as much as we consciously, it's important to make the intention to be emotionally, spiritually, physically available to your children, but also know we are human. Give permission for the days that we're not, because again, we're not robots. It's not possible.
Now, I know I didn't prep you on this or chat to you about this. I saw a clip here, being in South Africa, and I know you in the UK. I believe the Princess of Wales is pioneering something to do with young children. What are your feelings around that? Does it help boost what you're doing? Does it bring more awareness? What exactly is it?
The Princess of Wales, to be honest, I don't really follow the royals in lots of in-depth, but any work that Kate has been doing is phenomenal. She absolutely upholds with the royal values and doing the work for children, because that's something she's very passionate about. So I think it's fantastic that she's able to use what resources she has available to her to help raise awareness and actually do the work.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry I put you on the spot.
That's okay.
It popped up on my TikTok that she was meeting somebody and had these lovely little smiley things for the shops, so a child could say, I feel like this, or I feel like that. And I just thought, oh, wow, I haven't gone and explored it more. I just was very curious about it. So thank you for that lovely explanation. Now, sadly, our time is coming to an end. Jessica, what one golden nugget do you feel you would like to leave with our audience today?
Simply that you're beautiful, own your uniqueness. And on the days that you're not feeling your very best, give yourself a break. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I have a mantra: it's okay to be safe, and it's safe to be okay. Because I find so many people go, is it okay to feel, okay? Yes, it's safe to be okay because of that. Thank you so much, Jessica. I so appreciate you. People, go and look out for Jessica, as she said, on social media. I will be popping her details in the show notes. And remember, your inner child requires love. Your children require love, and so do you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.